What's up, my friends? It's Hokage time. Let's play some more Disco Elysium. So, this is right where we left off in episode 2, and we haven't talked to this guy yet.
Scab?
What exactly is a scab? Yeah, I'm a scab. Poor and downtrodden. Wave your fists. Right to work. I'm not a scab. I'm a cop. I think this is a scab is probably like someone who's the complete opposite of a cop, but not a criminal.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Oh, so he might be a racist. Hold on, where did they all come from? You don't seem to like them much. Where did they come from?
Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mass, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than Scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them? It's better than begging, come on. It's better than begging, come on.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But these scabs ain't begging. They ain't holding on to their integrity.
I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Come to Martinez investigating a murder. I need to know what's behind these gates. I'm actually a worker like you guys. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? What's this strike about anyway? Let's try using the stolen card. The man looks at the colorful piece of plastic, then at you, then back at the card, then at you again. But that's not you, officer. It's an old picture, yeah. From back when you were not a cop, but a heavy-set, dark-skinned dock worker named Santiago John? Yes. Highly unlikely. I've known John for several years now. Also, you told me you're a cop, remember? How did you get his shift card? I literally stole it off him while he slept, found it on the ground at the Whirling in Rags. It was like a sign. The wind deposited it before my feet. I feel a closeness to this person. Well, I did say I was a philosopher earlier. Yes, the city has a way of pairing souls. John's been out drinking himself blind. You should be more careful with that, Johannes. Can I have the card? No, it will prove useful still. Believe your thieving fingers. Sure, I have no real need for it. No, I'm afraid the card's evidence in an ongoing investigation. No, I need to continue my undercover infiltration of this compound. Otherwise, it's as if I just stole the card for no reason. On one hand, I might get something by giving the card back. Or I could keep it and see if something else happens. But he did just say that the card belongs to someone that looks completely different. So let's give him the card. Thank you plenty. Make sure John gets his card back. You're quite the righteous man. Honor allows us to keep a respectful distance from each other. So what do you need? I've come to Martinez investigating a murder. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Actually, it's very fun and easy. You're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Maybe you want to help me solve it by telling me who did it. Actually, it's very fun and easy. I don't believe you. Post L'Aventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So fun, so easy, they said. It's just walking. He shakes his head at the memory. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor, being an honest union man with a lot of free time on his hands. He doesn't have the stamina to deliver mail on these tough streets, but you do. Maybe if this cop thing doesn't work out. I need to know what's behind these gates. I'm exploring. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does that mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a grantor of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself. That simple. I just walk in. I walk right past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Seminese supremacist there. He points to the bridge above the gates. Walk right past him. Right. Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again. And you enter the harbor through the office. Está. For some reason it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy. Gotcha, I think I have some questions for you first. I don't think it's going to be that easy. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert his Seminese supremacist worldview, or maybe it actually is completely impossible. Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation? Not yet. No. He fixes his eyes on you, evaluating your prowess. He's incredibly young and strong. Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview? Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Got it. Another thing. Sure, the man whistles a jaunty tune, the wind rustling his whiskers. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. Let's try and catch it. Bingo. Coin lands in your hand as if it's always belonged there. The swallow returns. Appreciate it. Got 1 real. Always got to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to, he nods towards the protesters. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing though. The union has problems getting by. Every little bit helps, you know. Gotta spend money to make money. Union has problems getting by? Nothing to worry about really. The jam's a bit of a mess. Cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike though. Every little bit helps. I'm always glad to help out when possible, not like these slithering scabs. He looks at them in disbelief. What's this strike about anyway? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy, wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on better footing with the organization. Okay. Gotta go! Gotta go. Walk, walk, walk. In case of a strike, press button behind guard. Oh boy. hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. Okay. Maybe some other doors can be picked or kicked. Nobody comes close to measuring it. Okay. It looks like we have to talk to him at the very least.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Young woman with giant side agrees. Say nothing. Size him up first. What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbor. We don't have time to get into this now. What do you mean my degeneracy?
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Al-Ghul? Kim, is it really so bad? You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor. I don't have a problem with Al-Ghul. I just drink a little on the weekends. Enough, I need you to open the door to the harbor. Wait, Al-Ghul?
Yes, Al-Ghul. Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
You mean alcohol? This explains everything. This has nothing to do with why I'm here. For some reason, I think he does not mean alcohol, but let's find out what he has to say about that.
Correct, my small skull self.
Oh, maybe he does. Kim, is it really so bad? It's not good, of course. It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned. You're right. I'm a servant of Al-Ghul, but I still need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
I am the police, and I need you to comply now. This race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please. Now, we were gonna go for the ridiculous options, but I am curious to see if you can get away with not confronting this guy.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. Come on. I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this. Now I just need you to let me go into the harbor. You know, I really... Side note, the voice actor is pretty awesome for this guy.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
No.
Bring your troops to the Simonite Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Damn. This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive, remember? Communicate. Alright, what are the options here? You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white? What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? So, one option is we can subscribe to his advanced race theory. The other is to knock him out. Both options seem to have low chances of probability. So, what do those tattoos of yours mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the frit nearby. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. True, that is a noble cranium, but you got a hard noggin yourself. Jesus Christ. You sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. I can't say no to this guy. Correct. You serve the Union, don't you? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. I'm no communist. Communism is pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is mysterious fourth thing. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? I've got it from disco. I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Youth culture does not affect my thinking. You know what? I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Rock and roll is moribund. Only Kojkos listen to it anymore. There is no life left in it. My people abandoned it long ago. It leads only to neurodegenerative herpes and heroin overdoses. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. Okay, I'll ask, who are the Seminoles? I don't really know who the Seminoles are. I've recently experienced head trauma. Wonderful. I I need to enter the harbor now on police business. Wonderful, we're done with this line of inquiry. No, we're not done with this line of inquiry. We are going to keep talking. Who are the Seminoles? The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Peloponnesus and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. That's why his cranium is perfection. We are the future, that is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulenbuer are with me and my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. So you did come from the islands. So you did not come from the islands. So you did not come from the islands. No! He cranes his head. I have heard about it on the radio. So you're not really Seminese, you're just from Revachol. This is totally gonna piss him off. I'm from Couronne. He changes tactics, and no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor. Ah, so he finally got to the point. Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. How do you know there will be a next racist? I like the previous racist better. How do you know there will be a next racist? There always is. Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. Okay, let's see. Let's leave for now. There's probably more people we can talk to. Maybe even Kim himself.
Yes.
No. Walk. Maybe we can talk to this guy about the other guy.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. He takes a swig from his flask. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate our harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kvalsund's crane over using some remote controls. Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me? We're calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? Pretty sure we don't, at least not all of those. Okay, let's turn to Kim. Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things. I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. He pats the side of his nose with his index finger. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there. Out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low on technology, however. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I'd do it. He tips his beret and concludes, "You're welcome." This will probably unlock another option, and remember there's another, there's that anti-strike button in the top of the screen that we're looking at right here. But let's go downstairs first and see if there's more people we can talk to, and maybe unlock more options. For instance, this fellow here.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going on here?
Pull up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Broad-shouldered alpha male turns toward you. He's a full head taller than anyone else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work. Right to work. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of a cause are we talking about? I don't think I've chosen any sides yet. Regardless, I have some questions for you. What kind of a cause are we talking about?
Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
I can dig it. But I still have questions for you. And I haven't chosen sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
I have questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, scab.
I want to get into the harbor too. What is a strike? Who are all these strike breakers? Look around. What exactly is your goal here? You don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big race theorist guarding a button? I'm just going to leave now. What exactly is your goal here? We're promised work. He points to the gates. We'd be in there working if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you are unable to breach the entrance? Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. He points up the stairs. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny Mesk punk either. He points at the dock worker idling on the staircase. I mean the head measurer, or whatever his head, or whatever he is. Wait, head measurer? Have you considered storming in like all of you? Why don't you just talk to them? What about head measurer? Yeah, that giant up there on the bridge you talked to. Head measurer. Measure him. Won't let the workers by. The access panel is right behind him. How bad could one guy be? You seem capable. Bad. The man glares at you. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position, and he's trained. I don't know how Union has a trained killer up there, but that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Have you considered storming in? Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look. It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now. If you can't get in anyway. I think Kim is asking for trouble here. No, they will give up eventually or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. The man rubs his jaw, a perfect, lightly bearded square wedge. I want to get into the harbor too. Have fun. He's Union shits are on full strike. I don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You're trying to meet their fat boss? I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there. This is an official matter not to be discussed with outsiders. Okay, let's share the information. Let's be a really shitty cop who doesn't care about secrecy. I know nothing about a murder. His reply is snappy and terse, so he does know something about the murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime. This isn't really my area of expertise. Or I don't know. We're not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity. Let us work. What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do the strikers want? Beats me. They mumbled nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while he raises his fist and starts shouting again. Have the right to work. When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. Ill-fitting? What does that mean? His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls held up by a belt seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. You wearing new clothes? He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Who are all these strikebreakers? Honest men and women, with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work. I have a question. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. Why do all these men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from. It's a good idea. Where are you from? What's it to you? Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Curiosity, going to figure out the strike mess. Routine, part of the investigation. Thought you looked real familiar for a second there. Wait, does he look familiar? Is there a way to figure this out? Let's click through some stuff here. Map, conceptualization. Checks. Wait. Hand-eye coordination. How do I level stuff up? Oh, okay. So, experience is used to level up skills. We gain mild amounts of experience points. This is either a very long game or we only manage to level up a small amount of skills per playthrough, which makes sense because we don't want to become god characters. Alright. Going to figure out this strike mess. Big mess, caused by union greed. He shoots you a wary, distrustful look. But I only fight for the rights of people. Already got that. I'm interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet. I know bars. Been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it? Let's go with the, maybe that's why you seem familiar. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Yeah, I think I've been there. Not right now, but I might have been there. Never heard of it. Are you like? I think I've been there. Was a long time ago. The man is quickly losing interest in talking with you. Let's try that again. Hopefully it'll let me. Strike mess. Interested in your background. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. I don't remember things very well. Long time ago. Okay, let's try that again. This game is very forgiving sometimes. Because I'm just going to go through all of this. Which one was it? Worked at Territorial. Never heard of it. Are you lying? He squints at you as a little spark of violence gutters in his eyes. Then he blinks and turns to his men. We're done here. I have a strike to break. Damn it.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Wasn't done asking questions. Things busy enough. Gonna waste less of my time? Maybe. Oh yeah, they didn't lock me out yet. Gotta ask you. Part of the investigation. Am I a suspect? His eye is narrow. Done no crimes, I only fight for the rights of people. Makes sense. Thought you looked real familiar for a second there. I don't think we've met before. Say that to help the people. Okay. Tips on how to punch the guy out. Super cranium guy. Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say. He might have some advice, but you gotta at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. I'm just going to leave now. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. A foreign car, kept in good condition. Walk, 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 walk. There's another person here. A pale driver. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. Snap your fingers in front of her face, or, excuse me ma'am, I'd like to ask you some questions. Scusi.
Wait.
The lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. Alright. Let's check these things out first. Bold slogan Humanox covers the truck. Horseback monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philippe III. Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippine kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. What indentations? What do I see? Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet? Lieutenant, has someone shot the king? Okay. He cleans his glasses before looking up. I can't see it, but I'll take your word for it. What do you think? Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution, but the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke, target practice, or a political statement. Probably political. It's a king and he's shot. Why not? He shrugs. What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings. He takes a note in his notebook. What did this king do? Let's roll for it. Nice. Even by the standards of the Philippine kings, old sumptuous Philippe was known for his profligacy. In what way? Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anticentennial revolution, an end to his family line, and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? It's probably going to be a war thing. I bet it's a war thing. Stories have had it that his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Bars of gold, ornate weaponry, Krugerrands, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style. The king is the king and he can do anything. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. A deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit. There's no way that's true. But wait, you haven't even heard of his fabled cocaine addiction. I believe that part though. The what now? You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy though. We're talking about Royal Philippine Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple Philippine cocaine was purple. What is nose candy? Cocaine. This is a lot to process. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Sure. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Where is he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble pleurons still surrounds the king's vandalized tomb. A deadly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by the communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Who restored the monument? Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue to the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. Makes sense. The statue was supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. That is brilliant. So funny and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philippe III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Well, it's quite a statue. And there's another person we can talk to. Let's try and go through somehow. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, walk. Did we talk to this person before?
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer.
Nope.
Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there.
I am the law. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions towards the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals, and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates of the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long have you been here?
Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it. I don't quite understand what you just said. Could you say it again, only a little less plotting? Extravagantly phrased.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
Got any smokes? Nope, don't smoke. He nods towards the big lorry behind him. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, just waiting for the jam to disperse, or waiting for the sweet release of death. Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere. Guess I'll ask around then. You could also check the kiosk down the street, Frit. He points towards the harbor, with 3 T's. Revachol is weird. Care to spare some change for a working stiff? Huh? Sudden financial duties snap him out of his daze. Oh no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. They... who? Bosses, man. Makes sense. First work, then pay. I don't know who these bosses think they are, but that sounds like a good arrangement for them. So you're broke, got it. What else did I have to ask there? Sounds like a good arrangement for them. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me, or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down on his luck, if I had, say, 4 myself. Tell me more about this strike. It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out. Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two. Maybe I should go on strike. Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not? The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. I don't know my mother, but I'd go on strike against her too for my rights. I guess you've got a point. I'm going on strike against her too. Okay, the lieutenant's face betrays little reaction, but do continue. You were asking about the strike. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the company. Forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I heard talk there's a company rep in town too, like some strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up, precise demands and so on. Ah yes, from the Wild Pines. He takes a note. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure. What do you think the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. He makes a ka-ching sound. Anything else I should know? Anything else? Yeah, I think this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. A few still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere, to get drunk, or high, or laid. He smiles awkwardly. Not that I blame him, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can go on to the next one. Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel there? He ain't one of us drivers, I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. And your conclusion? A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Damn. What are you hauling anyway? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. Okay, and what are you actually hauling? I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. FALN runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. Could I get one of those FALN tracksuits you're hauling? We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. There's no denying it. Your body needs to feel the touch of some good performance wear. That your machine behind you? This rockin' beauty? He points at the lorry with his thumb. Sure is. Like a rash you just can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Yeah, these lorries are pretty neat. Neat for carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These FALN tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Uamrao and Lirambourd somehow. So nothing illegal? Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. Had another question. I'm good for now. Don't be a stranger. I want some of his goods though. Click on the car. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. Yeah, let's open it. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. Oh, pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. Then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from the 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to meet you. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy. This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? You could swear she was friendlier with the lieutenant. Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is. Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? I have something I need to report. I was told I need to connect to my station, the 41st Lazarus. I need you to connect me to a civilian, a Sylvie. She may have reported a murder. Ignore Alice and press the button labeled Saved. Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? Just a second, officer. She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His ratty voice is oddly familiar. 10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in. Hi, this is me here. I work at your station. 10-4, what's your status? Over. It's not good. 10-18, 10-20, over. Please just talk human to me. These numbers mean nothing to me. State your message, sir. Over. I need to report my badge missing. The lieutenant's eyes go wide. But you said... He shakes his head. Never mind. 10-9, repeat message. Over. My badge. I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. 10-22 the captain. This sounds bad. Bad and scary. Like being called to the headmaster's office in school. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? What? I'm gonna say nothing. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Come on, officer. Tell them to stop. This is serious. Officer has lost his badge. Like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. Well, the first one sounds pathetic. The second one also sounds pathetic. And the third one also sounds pathetic. Which one sounds the least or most ridiculous? Officer lost his badge. Oof. He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically. Oh, god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this. Satellite Officer Vismaker is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Mullen dicked us. Come on, operator. Tell them to stop. This is serious. He's asking you to stop. Says this is serious. Of course it's serious. He lost his fucking badge. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. Cool. I leveled up. 10-4, I hear you, officer. Just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me, Mac. Come here. You gotta hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. Lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Could you all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment? Enough with this now. I have other things to discuss. Enough with it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. You hides even for Captain Sober. Ask him. The speaker gasps for air. Ask him if he lost his gun too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. Check your pockets. You check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? I don't have my gun? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We're wondering about your gun. Over. I have a 17% chance to convince them that I did not lose my gun. Ah, damn it. Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain. No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Fuck it. I didn't lose my gun. He says he didn't lose his gun or his fun, whatever that means. Ask him to describe it. His gun, not his fun. Just the gun will do. Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over. The fuck do you need a gun for? Look at the pythons on your arms. You are a gun. The biggest one in the world. Kim, what are you packing? It's a gun, what can I say? A regular goddamn murder weapon. You know how they are. Bang bang! Trick question, I'm a martial artist. My entire body is one big gun. Look, I don't have it, alright? I don't have my gun. I'm a martial artist. He says he's a living weapon and we are trying to trick him. Host in heaven, did he lose his gun and his mind? Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't, the man succumbs to laughter again. This isn't really a laughing matter. Mac can face the giant of Coco Noor by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants. Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still has his wiener. I'm not going to. Ask him! Sergeant Torson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. Now is a good time to say fuck and ass and so on. That'll make this alright. I left it at his mama's after I fucked her ass all night. Tell him that. That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over. What's he saying? Share with the class. He said he sodomized your mother. The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got. Sure, her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate. Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now. Sergeant Torson requests you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. Okay, tell him I'm sorry. It was just banter. I thought that's what cops do. Hey, if you don't like the follow-up, maybe don't fuck with the firewalker. I like both of these options. Don't fuck with the firewalker. Mac, he says you shouldn't be antagonized with the firewalker in the first place. Who? The disbelief in this Visk Mayor's voice is overwhelming. Satellite Officer Visk Firewalker. I am afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir. Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters. Satellite Officer, I heard him and I'm on it. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good without my gun. Thanks. Yeah, gun could be useful. 10-4 affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm. They're static. Oh god, Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. I am in dire need of financial assistance. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but what does he want now? He's asking for money. Is he fucking kidding? I don't think he is. Don't give that asshole anything. He's just going to drink it all. Oh, god damn it. Alright, the operator turns back to you. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. It's paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money. Please, I'm begging you here. I don't even have a place to sleep tonight. Firewalker needs it for the investigation. He says it's important to the case. He isn't getting a single red cent, you can tell him that. Request denied, sir. Over. Nothing is working. I have no place to sleep. He says he's in trouble, doesn't have a place to sleep. Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. Please come and get me. Sure, let's I want to see this. Listen, he seems to lower his voice a bit, carefully choosing his words. It's okay. You can do it, sir. Over. What is he saying? The officer chooses to ignore the voice in the background. The operator chooses to ignore the voice in the background. Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over. I'm alright. Let's address them now, sir. Over. There's personal details I'd like to discuss. Okay. 10-4, sir. I hear you relay your question. Over. Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it through. I need information, not fear. Be smart about it. Ask if he's there alone. Hold on. Are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information about myself. I wanted to know if you've got my badge's description right in your port. Could you read it to me? Name, rank, date of birth. Please refer to me with my full name in the future. Any news about my family? Have I ever told you about my life before the RCM? I need some confidential information about myself. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over. What about my badge description? What is it? He's still on the line? He wants to verify the information on his badge. But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revicolian Cavalry Force. Tell him to stop wasting time. Please refer to me with my full name in the future. 10-9 repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over. Say my name. Sir, I will not have you talk to me in this manner. Over. Please just say my name, Jesus. Jules. What? What is it? What can he possibly still want from us? He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name. Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new. Any news about my family? 10, excuse me, sir, over. I just thought you might have heard from them, and that's all. No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed things weren't that good on that front. Have I ever told you about my life before the RCM? 10-4, well, that's, does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work? He's asking if he ever told me about his days before joining the RCM. For God's sake, cut this shit out. Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change. Sir, Satellite Officer Fisk Mayor says I heard him. Let's wrap this up. Understood, sir. Over. That's all for now. Okay. Let's pull out the pull-out toolbox. Metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized. Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. I'm just going to try and take everything here. Red tip pry bar. Cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. Rubber-handled chain cutters. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap. Go to the cutters in your hand. You can do the good work with these. Cut chains, locks, ropes, especially belts. Take the hand-cranked flashlight. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue. Blue. Lets you see things in the dark you otherwise would miss. Push in the toolbox. Run your fingers over one of the steering levers. White suede feels luxurious under the touch of and the metal clutch handle, so very familiar in your palm. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. Do I know how to operate this machine? You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. Wait, does it mean I do know how to pilot it? After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Release the clutch and squeeze it again. Of course it's only in your head, of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back. How are you, my friend? Smell of freshly treated leather, lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and the neat little brush in the cup holder all seem to be whispering, I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. Where have you been? Bottom of the sea. Why? So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. Why did it say that? It's really sick. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat. There's no use pressing the heat button, he says and jingles his key. They won't start without the ignition key. Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC. Kim, what are we looking at? What is this machine? This is the CRANIUM, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like. He nods at the captain. Can we turn it on and drive somewhere? No, I'm afraid not. He straightens his spine. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? But what is a motor carriage? A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you're familiar with this concept. We've had these for nearly a century. Do all policemen in the RCM have such cool motor carriages? The Cooper's Motor Corps does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes. But this is different. This is a sports model. I might be wrong, but this is a sports model, right? You're right. A vainglorious smile spreads over his face as he pats his machine. I didn't take you for a motor car enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective? What's Tip Top? An interstellar racing series. You should definitely give it a go if you like motor carriages. It has fantastic competition. Smiles again. Look around again. Close the door. Close the door. That's all we have time for tonight. If you enjoyed the video, smash like. If you didn't, smash like and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Episode 4 is coming soon. And until next time, bye.